5, 6, 7 years old, every boy is given that mandate. Then this enculturation process gives every boy 3 fundamental lies about what it means to be a man. The same lies that were fed to me when I was a boy are being fed to boys today. And the first lie is this, and I think every boy in America learns this by the time they're 7, 8, 9 years old. They learn this on ball fields and playgrounds and during recess all over their community. That is, as a culture, we associate masculinity with athletic ability or size or strength or some kind of skill set that allows you to compete on that playground and win. So what happens for those boys that have athletic interests and abilities that can catch the down and out, hit the hanging curve, those boys are elevated on that playground. They're given a little more value, a little more worth. They're even ascribed a little more masculinity. And what I want to say, that is an absolute lie. Being a man doesn't have a single thing to do with athletic ability, size, strength, and the capacity to compete and win. Second lie every boy in America learns today by the time they're in junior high school, and that is we associate masculinity with issues of sexual conquest. What's it mean to be a man? It means you can bring some young girl alongside of yourself and then use her. Use her to either gratify some kind of physical need or use her to validate some kind of masculine insecurity. That certainly doesn't make you a man. That makes you a user of other human beings. Then later on, you get the third lie in this culture, and that is we associate masculinity with issues of economic success, as though you can measure what a man is based on his job title, his position, power, or the amount of possessions someone has accumulated. That, too, is a fundamental lie. The problem is we live in a society where all kinds of men associate their self-worth with their net worth. Now, I could take those 3 lies and tie them into just about every psychosocial problem we have in this country. So if that's the lies of masculinity, then what does it mean to be a man? How do you define masculinity? When we tell a boy to be a man, we ought to have some kind of clear and compelling definition that's going to help guide his own masculine soul as he moves through this world. So let me give you my definition of masculinity. I think masculinity comes down to 2 things and 2 things only. And they're really the same for women as well, because it's really about our common humanity. Now, I learned this not only through my own life process, but I've been in pastoral ministry for almost 30 years now. And in my faith tradition, part of my job is to sit on the deathbed of dying people and help prepare them for the next stage of life, if you will. And here's what I know to be true for me, and I know to be true for every single man out there. If you were on your deathbed today, knowing that you were going to die tomorrow, and you wanted to measure what kind of man you were, what kind of success you had in life, it'd come down to 2 things and 2 things only. And the first is this. On that deathbed, you recognize that all of life is about relationships. It's about the capacity to love and to be loved. What's it mean to be a man? It means you can look somebody in the eye and say, I love you, and receive that love back. You know what the questions you ask at the end of your life? They're not about awards or achievements or applause or what you accumulated. They're all questions of relationships. What kind of husband was I? What kind of father? What kind of partner? What kind of son? What kind of friend? Who did I love and who did I allow to love me?